I have been really itching to get a new tattoo. And the one that I really want to get is, what side? I think this side of my head.
Amazing.
I'm going to get 2 words in like big, giant cursive. But everyone keeps telling me, what the fuck are you thinking? You'll never get a job. Hello? What am I doing here? It's all about the look.
The internet.
Do you know the words?
No, I haven't thought about that yet.
Okay, cool.
Do you have a favorite tattoo of yours?
I don't know.
I noticed some really cool ones.
Thanks, man. I probably like this beach photo in the frame a lot.
Detail.
Yeah, it's cool. I have a big giant wine glass spilling out on my side, which is fun. It's for my dead dad, so it's a little morbid in that sense, but it's a
meaningful.
Cool tattoo.
Yeah.
No joke, because you said 10th episode we're gonna get tattoos.
Yeah.
I had a tattoo booked for today.
Oh shit.
At 4:30 or 5:30. The guy was flexible, and since I have family coming into town, I had to move it. So I was gonna get my twins, like one on one side, a name on one arm, and then the other name on the other arm.
Already? You're committing to your kids that soon?
I'm gonna commit. Right? They actually, they are keeping us up late at night, so I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe we'll give them back.
Let's get into the show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Manly Things.
Sort of.
Before we get to the fashion stuff, it's Sunday here where we are here in LA. The first Sunday in like 7 months that there's been no football. Oh. So I've been hit. I 10 a.m. It's usually like football. I got my kid yelling football. We're ready for football. I know that you're a Bengals fan, right?
I am. Yeah.
How's now that we don't have football for the next couple of months? How are we feeling?
To be honest, I'm all right because the season was so frustrating. I mean, I have high hopes for next year, and I'm also like, to be fair, I follow along on my phone, but I'm definitely not like, okay, it's 10 a.m. I need to be on the couch watching the game. Yeah. I've had too many years of just heartbreak to where it's like, if they're doing well, I'm all fucking in. But if they're not, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go do something else. I can't spend my time riding that roller coaster emotionally.
You're saying years, and I'm like, I just found out what football is like last year. Because I'm huge on the bandwagon for the Birds. Love the Eagles. Love that color. Fantastic.
I like that. I'm Evan Simonitsch, Celebrity Menswear Stylist. Sally.
I am Sally Simonitsch. I actually gave birth to those twins that we talked about recently.
We have an amazing guest, Parker York-Smith, here with us.
Let's go!
Legendary internet fame, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff.
Hello.
Do you feel famous?
No, and that's so weird because like it's also I'm starting to get recognized in the world more regularly, which is so cool because it's, if I'm honest, like the whole reason I moved to LA was to try and be famous. If I'm, to be real.
Don't we all?
Yeah. So like it's sort of weirdly happening is like so surreal.
You have such an iconic look. It's hard not to.
Well, thank you.
A good-looking dude with like really good hair and gray hair at that.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can't not be somewhat famous, right? Like have some sort of presence.
I mean, I guess I'm happy to be here.
Did you, going back to sports really quick. Oh, no, wait. We have to talk about what we're wearing. I almost just skipped over the most important thing.
Talk about
you first.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
I got a little dressed up today. We got a dinner tonight, and we're in the presence of greatness here. So I'm going to label drop a little bit. I got a Tom Ford blazer on, a Saint Laurent shirt on, Celine jeans and a Celine belt on, and Lucchese God.
Who are you going out to dinner with?
My family, yeah, and they're all dressed the same. No, I'm kidding. They're all going to be in sweatpants, So, what do you got going? I complimented your sweatpants today.
Thanks. I feel a little underdressed looking at the two of you now, but whatever.
You're fine.
Tabby Cathy's. These are
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook. I forget his. It's a brand. Whatever.
It's some weird name. Yeah.
Yeah, the Great something.
Yeah,
anyway,
I love those.
Russell Westbrook. Cable knit sweatpants, thank you. Then I have John Elliott on the t-shirt, this old Urban Outfitters denim, and then this thing
Seeger.
that you gave me.
Rep Seeger. I like your look a lot, man. What do you got?
I love these denim wash.
Appreciate it. We've got the YSL boots that I love. My wife got them for me a couple years ago for my birthday. Vintage 501s. Just, let somebody else break them in for me. This is a cardigan from Anderson Bell. Just one of my favorite kind of like
recently
upper mid-tier sort of designer labels. My Timex, my trusty Timex. I'm very loyal there. And then
I'm waiting for you to say
everything.
What do you call the undershirt you're wearing?
Oh, well, I'm on the wife pleaser. I'm on the wife pleaser train for sure.
Let's go.
Wife pleaser, partner pleaser. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Can I ask where you got the jeans? Because he's a huge vintage guy.
Okay.
I'm curious to know if there's any connection there.
These are from American Rag on La Brea. I love vintage, but I'm never usually like a vintage store person. I'm usually like a Goodwill, Salvation Army sort of vintage person. But yeah, I was in there for an event that they had and saw these and was just like, it was probably like 6 months ago, like right when light wash was really like ramping up hugely. And I was like, I gotta do it.
Do you? So I've requested from Levi's a bunch, and they always ask like, what style do you want? And I can't tell you what the 501s are. The 510.
Really?
I don't know
I know like 3 of them.
I just say like like the slim or it depends on the person, slim, straight, whatever. Are you accustomed, like whenever you see the Levi's, you're like, oh, that's a 501, or that's a so and so?
I don't know that I could decipher them on body. But like the 501's thin in the thigh, a little bit more flared in the ankle.
The description.
The 505 is the regular, pretty straight all the way down. 517's the boot cut.
Nice.
550's the relaxed fit.
Levi's, you're missing out.
Know.
This is your guy.
Because you're like watching your videos. I was like, this guy can't be more than like 5'9". I'm like excited, right? And then we found out you're 6'4", right? Around there.
6'3". Yeah.
6'4" with boots on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I wear boots too. Yeah,
exactly. We're 2 inch heels.
So do you know, with your height and your body type, you know exactly which cut of jeans that you kind of gravitate towards?
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, especially no shade to Levi's whatsoever, but like their new stuff, it fits very different than their old stuff did.
Totally.
I think they would be willing to admit that.
Any of the new Levi's.
Yeah, it's just different.
They're starting to do like a 1993 version of like the 501.
I think they do it with several of them.
Yeah,
I have the 93 550 relaxed fit, and I fucking love them. Yeah. They're great. Yeah,
smart. You look great in relaxed fit pants.
Thanks,
I love
man.
when you do a baggy look. It's
really
I love
cool. them too. They definitely don't. I think just my age or when, whatever it is, like I feel better in a nice fitted pair, but I do love relaxed fit for sure.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to sports really quick. Did you play any sports growing up?
Oh yeah. Sports were life growing up. Football, basketball, track. I was in a 3-sport all year. I quit baseball when I was very young because my eyes I've had LASIK now, but they're shit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my eyes started to go bad like in first grade, and I got hit with a pitch.
Oh, shit.
And it just sort of scared me
that'll change
to
everything.
baseball.
Yeah,
and I was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to go do track in the spring because baseball. And I mean, I just don't really vibe with baseball that much. No shade to it, but it's just not my thing.
It's okay. Baseball season, we're here. We're almost here. It's fine.
Where are you from?
Yeah. Originally from Cincinnati.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Ohio.
why you're a Bengals fan. That's
Yes, exactly. Grew up Bengals.
The Pat McAfee show, they have like some Ohio guys on there. They like Ohio. They call them Ohio fucks. Ohio people are just built different than the rest of the country.
There was a meme online recently, like last year,
about Ohio people.
Yeah.
It's funny because we definitely find each other, and I mean that could just be because I'm confirmation bias being from Ohio. Like my wife grew up 20 minutes away from me, and we met on Tinder in LA.
Seriously, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So like, our moms literally live walking distance from each other in Cincinnati. So like, there's just a unwritten, unspoken thing. Something happened. I don't know what it is.
That's great.
Have you gone back to both of your moms and like asked if there was any history of acquaintance or?
Well, we went to the same pediatrician growing up.
Oh my God.
Like. She's a few years younger than me, so I don't know that there would have necessarily been any direct crossover, but I mean, very likely. Actually, no. crazy story real quick. My aunt and uncle got married. My aunt was a flight attendant. My mother-in-law worked for the same airline. There's a video of me with my aunt and uncle when I'm a little baby opening a present, their very first wedding gift from the Clearys, which is my wife's maiden name. Her like it's just like, it's kind of creepy, honestly. Like when you get down to it, like we're definitely not related, but like there's a lot of strangeness around.
Well, there's like 10 people born in Ohio, so yeah, it makes sense that you guys know each other that well. You know,
Shut up.
It's like Philadelphia.
This is my
It's
guest
like
today.
Philadelphia.
Are you from LA?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
that makes sense.
So you played most of your sports in high school. Did you go any further in schooling after that?
I went to the University of Dayton in
Okay.
Ohio to play football. Originally, I made it one day.
What
And
position?
safety.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
dude.
So I literally went in the summer before school started. I did one day because my high school was like Friday Night Lights, like 12,000 people on Friday nights at the games. It was life, you know, like I was a subpar student, but my grades were improved because I was a football player, like that kind of weird shit, you know? And yeah, so I went to Dayton, did one day and was just like, it's not for me. I quit, but I stayed there.
We were trying to figure out if you were like a model by birth or an athlete by birth. So you've answered
Athlete,
that
for sure.
question.
For sure, more athlete, and then, you know, kind of came into all of that other stuff. It's always been something I'm interested in and like messed around with, fashion and you
That
know,
was
being
my
in
next
front of the
question.
camera.
Yeah,
How
here we
the
go.
fuck did you get
Yeah, here we
from
go.
a safety on the football field to fashion?
I've always been the guy who liked being aware of what I was wearing. Because, well, like, for one, I grew up going to private, like, Catholic school, so we had to wear uniforms. So a big thing was always, in grade school, it was sneakers. Like, we were allowed to wear sneakers. My birthday's August 30th, so right as the school year was starting, my birthday gift every year was whatever shoe you want, you can have for your birthday. So I would always have
Brand new.
whatever the new Jordan was or whatever the new Air Max
Okay,
was.
so you were a sneakerhead. You weren't going for like Lacoste or anything.
No, well, I mean, later a little bit. In high school, I fell major into like hip hop culture,
Word.
like baggy.
Favorite album from then?
Fuck, probably like I was probably Marshall Mathers LP.
Tight.
Yeah.
I was a huge fan of the 50 Cent album where the
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Get
yeah,
Rich,
Get Rich or
yeah.
Die
Oh,
Trying.
dude, I was
dude.
gonna say,
Classic.
I go straight to G Unit, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. Hell
Totally. So yeah, and yeah, I just was always, you know, so I was like the only kid in my all white neighborhood wearing like cargo sweatpants with a 2XL football jersey and a matching bandana around my head or some shit like that.
Amazing.
Like
Yeah.
just goofy looking back on it, but I just always liked how it allowed me to separate myself from everybody else. You know what I mean?
So then you end up creating some sort of personality with this newfound passion in your mind. So what made you start filming yourself? What made you start recording and what's the word I'm looking for? Documenting your journey as a fashionista or as the looksmith.
The looksmith. There it is. Well, I mean, I moved to LA right after college to be an actor, and you know, it was cool. I liked it. It was fun. Actually, funny enough, I heard you kind of talking about music with yourself, and you said something along the lines of like, you expect me to be myself in front of all these people, like that got in your way in terms of performance. It was almost the exact opposite with acting for me, where it was like, you expect me to be someone else, but I'm so much more comfortable just being me. So it was a combination of that, and then big shout out to my wife, because she was seeing me sort of flailing, you know, in this acting world, sort of hating it, and was like, you love fashion. I met these guys who literally just post their outfits online and they work with brands and they make money, and this is what they do full time. You should just, let's buy you a decent camera, start taking pictures of your outfits and post them on the internet. And that was 2014, 2015, thereabouts. And one thing led to another.
You're an
and
OG.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is so weird now, but yeah, kind of.
Did you meet your wife like right when you moved to LA, or?
I moved here in 2009. We met in 2013.
Yeah.
So I was here like
Okay.
4
Oh, wow.
years
Okay, yeah.
before we met. So
Were those 4 years consisting of like auditioning and booking and everything?
auditioning, I had never even done acting. So like I was doing a shitload of student films and just like all these different things.
Any classes?
Yeah. I was in classes.
Nice.
And I liked it. It's fun. I just was like, I was fine at it, but I was kind of doing it for, my dad was an actor. Him and I have he's passed, but we have a very, sort of checkered relationship. This is going in a place I did not expect it to go, which is fun. But
digging deep.
I sort of realized I was doing it for all the wrong reasons, to kind of try and be better than he was.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, so, yeah.
So
I did
with-
classes.
My condolences, by the way.
Oh, it's fine. Thank you.
When did you finally get comfortable enough to, like, did you have to practice in front of the camera at all? Did you have to learn how to edit? What was the whole process of building this new persona? And I'm assuming that it's not even a persona, it's you.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's definitely, in the same way that anyone turns it on. I think that there's like, I'm probably quote unquote on right now being on camera and talking to you guys a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, it's me. It's honestly how I dress. It's honestly what I think. I went to school for broadcasting. That's what I studied at Dayton. So I learned how to be on camera. I learned how to edit. I learned how to do all the shit behind the scenes. So that was hugely beneficial. So at least I have some thing to show for my college education.
You mentioned that your wife said, let's get it started. Did you do it all by yourself from the beginning? And are you still doing it all by yourself from the beginning?
She was there taking photos. Like we kind of learned how to do it. She's much more business minded than I am. I'm a lot more just creative.
Okay. Wow.
So
perfect pair.
Yeah, for sure.
20 minutes away from each other, met each other in LA,
Ohio, man.
and you do the opposites in a whole business transaction. Come on, man.
I know it is eerie. We're the perfect fit. I'm so lucky. It's crazy. But yeah, so she would like take my pictures. She would kind of help me on the back end in terms of like, back in the days when we actually used to do blogs, I had a blog. She figured out how to do the back end of all that, helped me build it out. And
did it start on Instagram or did it start on that blog?
both. It would be like,
what was the website? Like, what was the name of the blog?
oh man,
Wasn't like there's always some weird names like blogspot.com/words like looks.
No,
we did.
I did make sure that I had the name,
yeah,
my first blog was called A Gentleman's Candor.
Amazing.
Ooh, lovely.
That's an album. That's an album
That
title.
shit's so dorky.
That's an album title.
Yeah.
If we all take a picture of like of the three of us, that's what it is.
Yeah, for sure, totally. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's just been like, in the same way, I'm sure you guys could empathize. Like you just sort of go for it. It was nice being in LA because like Evan, being a stylist, being in LA is great because there's all these PR showrooms and things like that.
Yeah.
So once I got my audience to, a decent little number, I could email these showrooms and I would literally drive from downtown to West Hollywood to Beverly Hills or wherever and just pull clothes. So it looked like I always had new shit. But I would just be pulling things for free. I'd give them the photos when I was done, and I was, paying for gas money. But like that was it. I wasn't buying them. Yeah, really for sure. Cool. It was just like I needed to get out of because I was waiting tables. So I was just like, I need to be done with this. I gotta do something else because I was reaching my late 20s. All my buddies back home like having kids, buying houses, and I'm like, I gotta do something else. I can't. No shade to the service industry, love that, but it's not what I wanted to be doing forever.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like coming from the styling world, how you like monetize once you get on YouTube and once you're or YouTube. Like what would you start on YouTube? Correct.
Instagram was the first platform, and then
I was just
YouTube
gonna say. I know him from TikTok. However, I just recently found your YouTube page.
Yeah.
And that first video of yours.
Can't wait.
Lovely.
Liked
We'll
it?
maybe play a clip at the end.
Perfect, please. So that's a little acting for you, a little forgetting it.
It was. I was so moved.
Oh, good.
What were you saying?
Well, just how you monetize, because like when I get offered a job for styling so and so, I have a budget and I know how I'm going to monetize. You use a tailor, use the assistant, use all that kind of stuff, right? So when you're posting, are you kind of like thinking of who am I going to tag on this, or like where does the money come in to like make a living off of this?
Early on, or now, or just anytime?
Or
Let's go early on. Yeah.
Are you working at like a coffee shop on the side to support the
Yeah,
business?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I was waiting tables 5 nights a week for years, for 10 years after I moved out here.
Do you want to shout out any restaurants?
Well, they're both closed.
Oh,
I only worked at 2
COVID.
different places, which is kind of, most people jump around a bunch of places.
That's impressive, yeah.
You live on the west side. Do you remember C&O
Dude.
by the beach?
I fucking love that place.
My first date with my wife was at C&O.
At
That was
C&O?
LMU. So
By the ocean one?
Yeah.
Shit,
by
we're
the
all
ocean
best
one.
friends now. This is fucking
Fuck
crazy.
yeah,
It's
dude.
my
on
favorite
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Well, they're
Washington.
both technically on Washington.
That's
There's
true.
the one that's a little bit further
Yeah,
inland.
Trattoria shut down.
Trattoria-
Cucina is still open.
Exactly.
The garlic nuts.
I was
you were
at
at
garlic
Trattoria.
I was at Trattoria for 4
Dude,
years.
I'm now starstruck. I'm a server at C&O.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, it was a good job. It was a stressful fucking job.
Yeah.
being
You're
out
Always
right on the
busy.
beach,
That place is
dude.
always busy too.
Slams,
Yeah.
dude. Good money though, which was important. And then I worked at a place in West Hollywood after that called the Church Key, which was also really cool. But money. So like,
Yeah.
honestly, for me, it just sort of got to the point where we had an audience that was large enough that as I was continuing, because there was a large chunk of time where I'd be talking to brands and saying, and I actually got started, they started sending me stuff to keep or to wear or whatever, which was so cool because I was already someone who shopped, obviously, anyway. And then it got to the point where we were kind of like looking at each other, my wife and I, like, okay, like we have plenty of clothes here,
Yeah.
a room this big filled with clothes. Let's be like, okay, cool. I want you to pay me $100 for this post. And they were like, okay, cool.
Your wife was asking, or you were asking?
I mean,
The team.
we are,
does it
yeah.
matter?
We are
Like,
kind of
like info at parkeryorksmith.com. Like something like that, right?
Yeah. Parker at thelooksmith.com.
Yeah,
Hit me up, but yeah, we were just like, let's shoot our shot. And they were like, cool, you got it. And then we were like, oh shit. Okay. Now let's ask for
That's too
200.
easy.
Now let's
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
for 300.
Yeah.
As over time and as you grow up and then, we don't have any, it's still just me and her. We don't have any
That's awesome.
management, no representation or anything. Not that I'm opposed, but it's just like, no one's been worth the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why pay someone else when you can just like have it in family? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's great. Dude.
Totally.
I lost my train of thought, and I'm looking at my notes right now.
Perfect.
You've built a massive following and a very committed and engaged audience. And I think one of my favorite questions that I came up with our producer came up with it. I can't take ownership
Dude,
of
you
it.
should take it. No one knows.
Do you recognize any impact on your audience? Do you get any notes? Do you get tagged in videos that like warm your heart and like, I did a good job with this?
Yeah, actually, we were kind of talking a little bit about it maybe before we started, but the idea of like fame or recognition is so cool because I mean, both in person, on the internet, everything, people are like tagging me and shit. They're sending me DMs like, you won't believe how much you've improved my confidence using your tips, et cetera, et cetera. Like this woman came up to us when we were eating bagels the other morning, was like, my husband's style has 10x'd thanks to your videos. Like, I love your content.
Wow.
I'm just
Holy
like,
shit.
it just is so touching and amazing. So yeah, it's very weird. So I guess in a way, yes, I have, seen an impact.
There's a ounce of imposter syndrome, which us actors and musicians
a
like to
fucking
call.
gallon of imposter syndrome for sure. Yeah. I mean, like it does not feel, I think part of it with it just being a little bit more 21st century of like, I'm not in the movies. I'm not on television. I'm not a musician. It's like when I started, the term influencer was kind of like, ugh, like you're a what? You know, we didn't even like to necessarily admit that.
You were not getting invited to the Met Gala back then.
Exactly. I'm still not. I would go, but
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
yeah, perfect. But I mean, yeah, it's just legitimized so much, which is so great. I love that.
That's a great point to bring up, how it's not like traditional fame, or it's not what we're all used to seeing. How was it going from like people were like ick influencer to now you're idolized? You're the title influencer is actually like pretty important to a lot of people nowadays. How does that feel?
It feels great. I mean, I want to be as impactful as I possibly can be, just because it's been something that's so impactful on me, and it's helped me so much. It's really, what I think is really fun is to be able to walk into a space of peers, or, you know, even like successful businessmen or whatever, and hold my head up high and be like, I'm doing really well. I'm proud of myself. You know, this is fucking cool what we built. Whereas that was not the case for a long time. It was like, you know, this is kind of what I do. I'm hoping to like build this out one day. And it's like, we just stayed the course, and it's worked.
It's a huge accomplishment.
Thanks,
to
man.
have committed that long and stuck it out this long. And so props to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, enough about you.
Thank you. Finally.
Seriously.
Let's talk about fashion. I'm
Yes.
going to go into the back, and we're going to play a little review game, a yes or no, a smash or pass.
Yes or no? So,
Yeah,
so I have this idea. I don't know if I should be telling you. So you know how like women have a friend or someone that they're always gonna like send an item to when they're shopping.
Sure.
Like, hey, do you like this? And they're like, send a picture of them in the fitting room.
Yeah.
I want to create an app where it's like the guys will like take a picture of a t-shirt or a jacket somewhere at Nordstrom's, whatever, and be like, yes or no. And it's like a quick, like you log onto the app, you take a picture of the thing, yes or no. It's like a quick thing.
Yeah.
So this is basically that game.
Okay.
So
I'm AI right now.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Evan,
Yes.
get your mic set.
My mic is set. Can you hear me? Yes.
Way you use it.
David, can you hear me? Okay.
Okay, first fit, I actually styled, and it's actually I guess you can hear me. Can you explain this?
So we have a Todd Snyder velvet tuxedo jacket with a gray button-up shirt and charcoal trousers with a black wingtip lace-up boot. Parker, what do you like? What are you going to change?
I love the jacket. I love the boots. I don't know if I love the light gray shirt specifically with this. I think it's an interesting shirt. It's not necessarily something you would see people wearing a lot.
What color would you wear?
I would go either white or perhaps even like a t-shirt because of the boots. Being something that's just a bit more relaxed, a bit less expected with the tuxedo jacket.
I'm on it.
But also
Okay.
also the fact that like, you know, wearing a tuxedo jacket with a normal trouser almost doesn't make any. Like I'd almost pair it with jeans.
I
versus
almost
like a
said
trouser,
jeans and
right?
like
Yeah,
a Ralph Lauren kind of vibe.
Yeah. There we go.
Because I would like to see tuxedo jackets be less aggressive
I like
to
that.
people. Like
almost treat it like a jacket.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm really enjoying right now how blazers are having a comeback of like, it's just a fucking jacket. Like
Yes.
just put it on like you would with a denim jacket or whatever. That to me looks better.
You could honestly even the next thing we're going to talk about. There's a T-shirt on that look. You could switch out the T-shirt for that thing. But like,
Yes.
we'll move on. We'll move on to the next one. So here we go.
Cool.
Here and we have a sweater vest from Percival with a white T-shirt and Percival almost like a linen cotton trouser with white Vans.
Yeah, I fuck with this. This is cool. I'm really, really digging tees and sweater vests right now as just a general concept. I was telling these guys before, I've been watching Dave. This feels like a Gaeta an L's outfit, like really hard.
Yeah.
Dig the vest a lot. That shade of pant isn't something that I wear a lot, but I've been seeing a lot of archival stuff like old Paul Newman, old Steve McQueen. They wore a lot of these types of pants, especially with this type of sneaker.
Yeah.
I think the concept the combo is really nice.
And you can get away with it too, because you see the white on the t-shirt is very, very white, but the pants are like almost like an eggshell.
Yeah.
So they're not super, super clean, and you can get away with more like almost like a cream color.
I just wanted to, I'm happy to hear that you are into the t-shirt and vest combo, because I can't pull it off. I don't understand like what shirt to wear under the vest. Do
Right.
you have any advice?
I think, well, it's largely dependent on the vest. Like if your vest is very fitted, you obviously don't want to wear a super baggy tee because it's just going to throw off the fit. Whereas if your vest is a little bit oversized, I think you need a little bit more of an oversized tee. You kind of have to match the fit between the two pieces. I personally think that a little bit more of a fitted vest with a little bit more of a fitted tee is always just going to work better, especially because once you're layering the two things, if they are too oversized, they can make you look even a little bit more frumpy, you know? Yeah. So matching the fit between the two, I think is essential.
If that fits you, you can take that home with you. That look. Yeah, by the way.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so can I so there's a wife pleaser on the rack somewhere, but like don't worry about getting it right now. So this is a basic rights look based out of London. Button up shirt, like a snap front shirt, and checkered wide leg trouser and blue Vans. I would put a wife pleaser underneath that just to kind of like open it up a little bit more and show a little color on the chest. But yeah, what do you think about this one?
I love this a lot. It's giving like 70s chill, like a big thing for me is like a certain era guy on the weekend, like that category, like 50s guy on the weekend. This is giving 70s guy on the weekend in the best way, or even like 70s like teen in a cool way. I love Basic Rights. True. I actually forgot about that brand. I used to have a really high-waisted pair of chinos from them that I love.
I see you like tucking this look in too, like that shirt
For
could be
sure.
tucked in really nicely.
I just talked about this recently in a video, but a move I've been loving is wife pleaser, tucking the shirt in, buttoning like the bottom 2 or 3 buttons, and keeping the almost a little bit like if you had one more button undone.
That's just too much button. Yeah, on my end, I have too much hair on my chest to let that go. But yeah,
see, I'm the opposite. I have much.
Let me see your belly button. Show your belly button really quick.
And I love showing that shit off, dude.
Yeah.
So I don't even wear wife pleasers underneath of open shirts. I just unbutton them like a giant V-neck. Oh,
that's the Catholic in me.
Well, it's because I'm wearing. I have a sweater underneath of my shirts. I have to. A Catholic. What?
What? Conservative. Like.
Okay.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about our schooling. Catholic school. Boo.
Oh no. Okay.
That's relatable to me. I get you.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're gonna get into a couple suit looks.
Perfect.
Same a brand called Percival, based on like a green linen suit, like a green checkered, and like I threw a clay sneaker in with that. Just I think color wise, I think it went well.
Yeah, I absolutely love this suit. Very, very much. The color, the fabric, just the way it drapes is beautiful. The shirt is a little bit crisp and buttoned up for me. I would probably do either like a linen tank or something, even a linen button-up shirt. And then maybe like I've been really into Huarache sandals, or that's saying sandals twice in a row, but you know what I'm talking about.
Is it
Huarache
Japanese?
They're Mexican.
Oh.
The like woven style of
yeah,
sandal.
Yeah.
Huarache means
Yes,
sandal,
yes.
so it's like saying
Sandal.
It's like saying non-bread.
Yeah.
Like, but yes, I like the Veja. I don't know how you say that
Veja,
brand.
yeah.
I like those, but I would not wear them with a suit personally. I know a big part of my whole shtick is like wanting to be as broadly appealing as possible because I want as many men to feel confident in trying shit as they possibly can. But I am slowly starting to edge away from sneakers and suits.
I like that. Good.
A little bit.
That's good.
Yeah.
Especially like logos. I just do those because of color, but like a logo with a sneaker and then a suit, I think it's just there's too much going on.
I agree. It looks like the guy who saw someone wearing sneakers with a suit and was like, "Oh, cool, I can do that. I have these sneakers already. I'm just going to wear these." And I mean, as I hope it goes without saying, but always, if you feel good in it, wear it.
Great. I like that. All right. So up next we have a Billy Reed, like a tweed plaid suit.
Oh yeah.
and like a brown loafer. There's the next 3 looks have loafers because I feel like Parker's a loafer guy.
I love loafers.
So yeah, this is a Viber here. The shirt's buttoned up all the way. You could do that, but you can also button it down. I think this kind of goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. I dig it. I love this suit again. I think it's really appropriate with the OCBD. The Oxford cloth button down.
Nice.
I
was putting it together. I was like, OCBD.
No, for sure.
Great.
I love the white on the brown. As much as I do love a loafer, I would probably go with more of like a brown version of those black boots.
Yes, good call. Yeah, honestly, yeah, well done.
Just
well done.
Something like that, and even like
show the black boot. Yeah, because there is one. So this is Thursday Boot Company. They have a brown version of this, 2 different versions that would pair perfectly with.
And
this.
I mean, to be fair, if you weren't gonna wear, or even like a black tie with the black boots, and this suit could be kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah, I love that suit. The cuff on the pant is really nice.
Sally.
I
what do you got?
Take a brief. I want to take a brief
Sally's sweating. Sally's sweating.
You're killing it
in sweat. I want to hear. This is like the epic moment in the podcast. I want to hear you two talk about how suits are supposed to fit. What is perfect tailoring? What's your dream suit that you would want to be in? Starting with.
Here we go. Oh, the Brunello Cucinelli.
Oh, is that Cucinelli?
Brunello Cucinelli, full look.
I don't think I've ever been this close to a Cucinelli
with
before.
White. Yeah, you can breathe in the richness.
Yeah, right.
Full look. So we get the loafers. I'm talking back in the neck. Loafers, white suit, and like a white, like a cream linen button-up shirt that I think is great with the whole look, and the little pop of color with the red handkerchief pocket square in there.
Dig it. I love this. The little ticket pocket on the jacket is super cool. I mean, no notes. Honestly, I think that if we're
Sally, just throw it on, dude. Just put it on.
Yeah, I was going to say we need to see it on somebody. But if you were to wear this suit, how would you want it tailored? Would you want it like wide fitting, slim fitting? How high do you want the pants to go? Do you want a puddle?
Puddle, nice.
Puddle, nice.
Noted.
I am embracing the puddle reluctantly. I'm slow to it. I definitely have been all over the board with my suit fits. I was a big victim of hyper slim fit and just bad.
Yeah, the top man, the Love Island.
The Love
man.
Island, yes, exactly that. I'm moving. I think that it's bigger fits are great and really fun, but ultimately, like, look at the Cary Grants, look at the old school guys of like, it's a little bit oversized because they're living in it. Make it big enough to where you could wear it all day long and you're not going to be crazy uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. To me, that feels like the dream fit. That being said, I do think you need to, that not every brand is making a cut like that. So you almost have to get it made custom or be really hyper specific if you are, or you got to go spend a good amount of money on the suit and then almost equal that amount of money on the tailoring top of it, which isn't going to be in everybody's price range.
I think one time when you were styling David, you told him to go to like Men's Warehouse.
Never.
Oh,
never.
So David has once gone to Men's Warehouse for a suit, and he had.
Oh no! You know what he did? So here's what happened. Here's the whole story. So Xenia was gonna offer to dress him, and they sent 2 looks that were more runway-ish.
Cool.
And David is. I love it. We're not going to go too far off the beaten path with David. We're just going to make him look good. He's like in the same sense of like where you are. The face is the moneymaker. Like there's so much there that like almost look at Austin Butler, like what they're doing, and it almost makes it. You don't want to go too heavy with it just wear the clothes and don't ask for too much, right?
Yeah.
They sent looks that were just too much. And too big. They just didn't fit right. And he was in Philadelphia at the time, and I was in LA. So they were walking through the King of Prussia Mall. Shout out King of Prussia.
Shout out KOP.
Is that Conshohocken still?
No, it's a KOP.
KOP is like its own thing. I love that you're sweating so
Sorry.
much. I'm
So
gonna start-
fucking-
I'm gonna start
You
getting
crushed
towels
that.
in here. I took off my jacket because you were sweating, and I started sweating. And so he probably did go to Men's Warehouse. I didn't tell him to go to Men's Warehouse.
He got something tailored overnight
I
at
don't
Men's
think
Warehouse.
he went to Men's Warehouse though.
He may make us cut all of this, so let's just let's stop.
but
it right
where
here.
were you going with it though? Like,
I was going with, okay. So you mentioned spending like thousands of dollars on a custom. Are you able to go to a budget place like Men's Warehouse, or you said Bonobos is pretty
Bonobos is good.
budget
Yeah.
friendly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you get a custom for like cheap? Or is it about getting the stock suit and then tailoring it to your fit?
To be fair, I've worked with Men's Warehouse. They do have made to measure available, which technically wouldn't be custom. It would be, where they have set sizing, but then they're going to be able to tweak little things to make it a little bit almost basically just like buying off the rack, but then having it completely deconstructed and tailored to you. But yeah, I think that you can, but at the end of the day, you might want to just spend the money on the better quality or the more interesting cut, the more, trendy cut. Not even trendy. I don't know let me hear what you have.
No, I just think that the word custom gets too far. There's too much of like a hoity-toityness to custom. Like, I have this custom suit.
When you're not getting like a circular shape or some weird new silhouette. There are the classic silhouettes, and then 100%. You build upon them.
But in the store, you might get a custom suit from, say, this is Italian silk, blah blah blah. When it could just be from down the road, and they just did some random stuff. You don't know. Yeah. And so, like, I find more value in if you're gonna spend the money. So, like, a custom suit's probably gonna like cost you like between like I don't know. $3,000 to $6,000 depending on what I could be off on that.
You can get it for less, but yeah.
And so
$1,500 probably. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And I think if you're gonna spend that much on it, like just go to like Todd Snyder, go to like Banana Republic is doing really good things with suiting right now. Go to some of these brands that have like a cheaper like a good version of suiting and a cheaper version of shooting and like embrace that just because it's already made. So there's the time wise, like you can go in on Thursday and have that suit done for you on Monday or Tuesday.
All right, to cap off this conversation, because I think I'm now going to get a custom suit because to the wedding I wore just like slacks and that trench coat.
We'll get you a custom suit.
I need a custom suit. However, my question is because, as you can tell, I'm a sweater. What fabric? Do I have a choice of fabric?
I love that you're so caught up on the sweating aspect of things.
But
I don't.
It dictates my life, Evan.
But like I don't. But I don't think when you. I don't know if like people are. I don't know if I'm seeing someone wearing a suit and I'm thinking about them sweating. I just don't think that they'll catch it. Like I don't know if I'm wrong there. To where like. I'm not. I am a sweater, and I just don't think about like, my armpits I'm gonna show here. I just think that like the shirt's gonna catch it, or even wear like if you're worried about like wear a button up. Wear like a t-shirt underneath the shirt.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A black shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Black or like a dark navy, or even white. Because I just think that like depending on the fabric of it all, like I just don't think you need to worry about it.
So then now that we're done talking about suits, I hate that. I want to get into staple pieces because my one staple piece, obviously, because I have such a huge ass, is pants.
Sure.
Pants are like, I always start my fits with pants because I think because of my body, I have long legs, a fat ass. People look at that area first. What are your staple pieces? What do you start with when you're creating your fit?
When I'm thinking about what I'm wearing, I'm going straight to I'm a jean wearer. I only really wear jeans. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of trousers from like Officine General where it's like they have some good trousers, but I wear cowboy boots all the time, so I feel like I need to have jeans that will wear over a boot. And so I'm going straight to the color. Like I'm waking up that day. What color am I going to wear? Light blue, black, and then it goes from the top.
First.
Yeah, I go color
really
first.
That is interesting.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, if we're talking staple pieces, it's hard because like I have so much shit. I just like
I know. I see in you, dude. Your wardrobe is massive.
It's massive. it's years and years and years of collection.
How long? Years
Like
and years.
literally, I've been this size for 20 years. Probably.
And you've kept a lot.
I have
Give us your
20-year-old.
stats. Like you're 6'4".
I'm
What?
6'3", 185 pounds, 32,
fighting
30,
weight, man.
32,
Perfect, man.
34,
32,
32, 32 can work with right now with longer being back. Like when cropped was the thing, 32, like sample size, 32, 32, I could wear it all.
Yeah.
But now that
Showing
it's,
ankle, yeah.
When were
Yeah.
crops a thing?
oh God, like 5-6 years ago, like cropped, like
Yeah.
everything was at least in
showing
the,
ankle and everything.
Yeah,
Again, like the Love
totally.
Island situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean and I'm, I've definitely been in the last year or so for me, I've started to kind of push myself a little bit more into the fashion forward space occasionally, but like for the most part, I like to keep it pretty mainstream, pretty classic with like little pops of whatever. So yeah, denim going back to staples, denim for sure. I'm more of, when I'm getting myself dressed for something, I'll usually sort of just kind of float around my space until one specific thing catches me where I'm like, I really want to wear those boots today.
Yeah.
And then I'll go from there.
Do you plan ahead? Do you have like a week's worth of fits lined up?
No,
Okay.
it's almost always in the moment, whatever my mood is at that time. And I'm, I've been intentional to where I've curated a wardrobe that I can accommodate that. So like if I'm feeling sort of just sloppy or whatever, I can put on sneakers and some sweatpants and a big sweater or whatever. Or if I'm feeling, no, I want to be wearing my, flared denim with my 70s inspired wide collar knit polo or whatever, like just shit like that. It's very much a product of that given moment that I'm getting dressed.
How are you? Because like my shower looks at my closet. So as I'm showering, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear this today. Like I'm going towards my pants first, and then I'll go towards my tops. How are you? Like, what are your staple pieces? How are you getting dressed during the day?
I already said, remember, pants.
Yeah, we're both on the same.
brought
Yeah,
this up. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, next topic. Speaking of pants, because I guess you're bringing it back to me because I want to talk about my
you're
pants
driving
again.
the ship. Here,
My
yeah.
favorite pair of pants are double RL, like these biker pants. They're super high waisted with a
The green ones.
button fly. No, they're like brown acid wash kind
Okay.
of. The unfortunate thing was I had to spend like $450 on them. Where do I find budget-friendly pants? I used to go to H&M all the time, and I think my old body type, when I was a little lighter, the bottoms fit perfectly. But now that I'm a little curvier, the fly like ends up way
Bunching
above
up,
where it's
yeah.
supposed to be. And then I found Urban Outfitters and like BDG denim.
Yeah.
Fucking sick
Oh,
denim.
okay, good to know. Yeah.
Where do you find your budget staple pieces?
Wrangler,
I
Wrangler
have
and
to get a pair
Carhartt.
of
Yeah,
Wranglers.
Wrangler and Carhartt all day. Because they're like 50. They do such a good job of like going towards construction workers and cowboys. And
Totally.
if you think about it, they're kind of working on a budget. So between $50 and $70 between like Carhartt and Wrangler, I think that's where it's at.
Yeah.
And you do a great job on your channel of, I mean, where like I'm stupidly like I have like labels on, which is like dumb. I technically can't afford this kind of stuff, but like you do a good job of making your stuff affordable.
Yeah.
Right. Like, have you like are you nervous about putting out like a Gucci, like any of like
sure.
the heavy brands versus like, because the majority of your viewership are gonna air towards the affordable stuff.
I mean, like for example, we did a partnership with Farfetch this
Great.
past year.
Yeah.
Hell
and
yeah,
like
dude.
that's where I got this sweater. And like
Hell yeah.
it was awesome. I got some tabby loafers.
Oh, dude.
it's fun.
I
to,
love when you pull out the tabby
it's
loafers.
people.
is that the Margiela?
I know.
They hate
Margiela?
Oh my
Yeah,
God, I'm
yeah.
wearing them.
The Tabby
Yeah.
Cathy.
exactly. Big chunky sole, square toe. Like
They're
they are
amazing,
hideous in the
dude.
best way. Like they look like a camel hoof.
Yeah,
Like-
they do. They do.
But yeah, my thing is approachability. I want people to feel empowered to go try shit themselves. I want them to go to the mall and like spend a little bit of time trying on 2 or 3 different sizes of the same thing. Kind of going back to what you were saying with the suiting, like put on the bigger jacket that they can, you know, maybe work around a little bit, or like, don't worry. Like that Cucinelli piece was really cool because it's a little bit less structured, where you could wear a bigger size and it's not going to be sticking, you know, talking head
it's
style
not super
off your
structured shoulder wise.
Yeah. Because there's a place for that. I think like a lot of the Rick Owens like really insane shoulder stuff is so
that's all
dope.
you said right there. Yeah.
For if you have $6,500 to spend on a jacket or whatever, like, but yeah, I think getting out there and putting shit on your body is like so important. I think the more you're able to do that and understand like it's not going to work every time, the more you can, you know, it's a little bit, it's hard to accept for some people coming for me. I know based on my comments, cause like, as we've discussed already, I'm virtually sample size. So like most things are going to fit me. And like, I get it. It's frustrating when you go to the mall and hardly anything does, or even when it does, you have to then
literally me.
You have to go then take it to the tailor and spend additional money on the thing. But yeah, I just think that the more you can experiment with shit and find, because there are so fucking many brands out there now doing things, even though yes, they're all selling jeans, there's going to be some minuscule little
the tiniest things,
design difference that for whatever reason it fits your body beautifully, whereas the next person it just doesn't work with.
Shit. Go ahead. No.
Oh shit.
You go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
Speaking about what was the word you just used? Like you don't want to be non-confrontational. That's not the word. What I'm trying to say is approachability.
Yeah.
You want to be approachable. The difference between you and I and the content that we make is you sometimes use the method of not even saying the brand, and you just like, I think there was a video recently where someone asked you about a plum suit with a blue shirt.
Yes.
And I don't think I heard one brand name in there except maybe the watch. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I truly don't remember, but very likely. It's kind of everything I'm making is very on the spot. Like I'm never like I'll kind of like think about it beforehand, but I'm never like, I don't script anything. So if I'm in the moment, I'm putting it on and I'm thinking about something else, I very rarely will throw out the brand name. Also, like if they're not paying me, like
I like that. Yes.
the point that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
The point that I wanted to bring up is I've recently learned in the last like 2 years when I've started buying like designer clothes that a staple piece can also be that designer piece, and you can have a wardrobe of like budget friendly costumes, outfits, garments. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that designer piece can just like, it goes on anything. I mean, you got to search for it. You got to find that perfect thing. Normally, like jackets are very versatile. Do you have, what's your dream designer?
Ah, man, I don't know a ton about designers, if I'm honest. Like realistically, like the first things that come to mind, I love, like if we're talking jackets, right? I know right now I really love those YSL like ankle length jackets.
Yeah.
They're so fucking sexy. I just think that is something that you can put over jeans and a t-shirt or a suit or whatever, and it's going to look so great. They're so fucking expensive. So I'm never going to buy one. But like vintage 80s, 90s Armani, like the big boxy drapey suits, I think are so cool. You know, I've heard you talk about Marni. Like I think, and if it's certain types of things, I think that is really cool. I think a lot of the Alessandro Michele Gucci shit was so cool.
So good.
Because for me, if it's, to see you in that kind of stuff.
If it's designer, I want it to be like, whoa.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I think that there's certain things like jeans or whatever where like, yeah, a good designer pair can look incredible. But if I'm going to spend the money on it, I would almost rather spend the money on a statement piece.
Yeah.
Like
lesson learned. I'm going to get like size one size bigger and start tailoring my things.
Yeah.
Make a world of difference for sure.
Yeah.
Evan, there's something I wanted to ask you because it was an interesting thing in regards to celebrity style that I sort of encountered the other day. It sort of brought up some questions in my mind that I had never really thought of. I think it was a video about Jacob Elordi, who's very, buzzy.
Fucking hate the
right
guy.
now.
Just kidding.
He's so good.
He's incredible.
So good.
Very sexy guy.
God, Jesus.
But anyway, someone was breaking down his style or whatever. I love it. It's fantastic. And a lot of the comments were sort of things in the range of, well, it's not even his style. He obviously has a stylist, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. That's something I had never, cause I'm maybe at this point it's almost cliche, but like Harry Styles to me is like, I would wear the shit out of what he wears.
So true. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, is it even his style? So I'm curious as a stylist,
Yeah.
That's a
two
great
celebrity
question, yeah.
men, do they have good style? Like talk to me about that.
That's a very good question.
I'll answer for David.
Oh, come on. No,
Style.
don't say that. Yeah. Because that's a reflection on me. But yeah, you're right though. Every day we're working on it. No. So it's a conversation between him and the stylist, and as they get bigger, they are obtaining more and more clothing,
Sure.
whether it be from photo shoots, whether it be from, Elordi was on Euphoria. So Heidi Bivens, who did the costume design for it, might have given him some stuff. Like you kind of generate this, they generate this mindset, and they talk to the stylist about it. So they have Wendy and Nicole, who are amazing, sister duo that work with Jacob. And
Because let me interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
He is, by these two sisters, theoretically, like literally being styled every single day.
No. Just for like whenever
I'd
you're
asked
seeing
this
him.
too.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Just
I
for
had
whenever
no
you're seeing
idea.
him. Yeah.
But I mean, but I'm seeing him all of the paparazzi stuff. Like that's
him.
hypothetically,
No,
that's
that's him.
picking
That's
that
him.
up.
Part of Evan's job is to like leave seedlings of information, like
Yeah.
never tuck your shirt in on the side, or like wear this color with that color.
Yeah.
No, but it's also they're going to try and give him stuff for free, and they're not getting. So he's wearing like Bottega, he's wearing Loewe, he's wearing all these great brands.
Yeah.
He's keeping some of the stuff, but it's also like he's getting gifted from other brands. Like, hey, so and so is giving you this.
Yeah.
Whenever you're seeing him paparazzi wise, and I think it's different for women.
Okay.
Shout out Hailey Bieber and Kendall and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
shout out.
That's all different. But with guys, it's that's the stuff from their closet. So like whenever you're seeing them streetwear wise, that's their style. So
Interesting.
they might have gotten pushed in the right direction of what they're gonna wear
Yeah.
from their stylist, but that's basically them on a regular basis. So David, we're trust me, we're working on it.
This is the third strike. We can't talk about it.
No,
anymore.
I know. Yeah. No, but what he's doing is great, and also even what we drew a blank on his name. Shit, and I'm drawing a blank on it right now. Normal People.
Yeah, I still don't
Gucci
know his
campaign.
name.
Shit, let's bring it up.
No, the other guy.
Normal People. Just look up Normal People. He has the Gucci campaign, and he's been
So unforgettable.
he's been
Paul Mescal?
Paul
Yes,
Mescal.
oh my
yes.
God.
Thank you, Paul Mescal. Sorry,
Is
Paul.
Is it
It-
Mescal? I don't know how you say
It
it.
took
Oh,
us
yeah.
a week to land that. So
That was
thanks.
such
You
a, that was
just
kind of
saved
a
our
just like
fucking
a.
lives.
I was literally
I don't even know what
I was on a
Normal People is.
walk. I was on a walk, and I was like, Paul Mescal. But even his style is elevated just because when you're around that stuff, when you're around Gucci telling you what to wear, when you're around
Yeah.
these big time stylists telling you what to wear, it's going to infiltrate your everyday life. So
And when someone like him or any of these guys are going and they're famous, but they're not DiCaprio, they're not on those levels. Are they going into a photo shoot and they're like, hey, here's what you're wearing, and they're like, no. I'm
Fucking good
not
question.
doing
Yeah,
that.
I love that.
So
I
bringing
wanna
the
wear
personal
this with-
style
Man.
onto
Yeah,
the
is that-
set.
So
Interesting.
there's
Is
so
there
many-
hierarchy there?
there's so many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to a big, like whether it be Vogue, GQ, all these photo shoots, because you have the photo editor, whether it be Jim Moore was GQ back in the day, or Anna Wintour. Like you have these big editors saying, okay, I want him to wear this, and then that goes down to the stylist, right? Stylist has then talked to the publicist. Publicist then talks to the talent. So there's 7 different people, and the photographer also, like Inez Ivanuda or like whoever's shooting it.
Yeah.
They're gonna have their opinion on like, okay, this is gonna be the background, this is gonna be the setup. I want them wearing this, especially like an Annie Leibovitz where it's like such a dramatic background or a dramatic shot. There's so much that goes into it. So usually going into a photo shoot like that, no say at all.
Interesting.
Like nothing at all. And so it's the publicist will come in and say, hey, what's so-and-so going to wear today? Or what do we have in mind? Stylist or the editor is going to say, they're going to pin it on the photographer always because the photographer is going to, so they're going to say so-and-so wants these looks ahead. So like 7 looks, say it's a cover shoot, 7 looks, 8 looks. And they're going to go through those looks. And then the editors or the publicist is going to be like, great, I love it all. Or like, instead of this, can we do this? They're going to chime in.
Yeah.
And so then the guy walks in. If you think about it, the actor wants that day to go as easy as possible.
Sure.
So he also wants to get out of there as quick as possible. So show up at 9. Hey, how can we get out of here at noon? Right?
Yeah.
So grooming 10. So 10 to 12, we have 7 looks. Let's just get it in, get it done. Boom, 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 done. So yeah, they're gonna try and do it as easy as possible. But
so on the opposite
there's
side,
a lot of people.
What about like Bieber? He's a part of the DiCaprio.
No,
crew.
yeah, but he's
they
infamous for like, I'm gonna give you 15 minutes, and if like we don't have it in 15 minutes, then that's it. So and Carla Welch, who kind of does a lot of his stuff, knows him really well, and it'll be like, okay, I'm gonna pull this. Like there's so many references of like how the photographer wants to shoot it, or how the brand or how the whatever they're promoting wants to shoot it, and Carla will be like, he won't wear that. Let's just do this. Get 1 look or 2 looks in and get him out.
Does he get styled on a daily basis, or is he's just
no? I think he does his own thing. I think Carla might send him some stuff because she's so used to working with Haley. But I don't. I think that I don't know. Guys are wired differently, man. Like they don't really want to try hard. Like I just don't know.
I disagree in the sense that like they don't want to look like they're trying hard, but like they care so fucking much.
So true.
There's
that's true.
The sort of like perfectly disheveled, I just threw this on.
It's what Bieber looked like at the Super Bowl. He was wearing those baggy light wash jeans, the marine sailor shirt,
but it might be
at the bottom with the backwards fitted.
But it might be one thing, and like even like where we can try and get an image of him wearing it at the hockey at the.
I was gonna say, did you see the Marnie coat he
So
wore
it-
at the hockey
No,
game?
they mentioned it last
but
week.
it could have been just that. Like Carla might have got him just that jacket, and then he would be like, "Hey, I have jeans. Like I just want the jacket."
Right.
So like
Yeah.
it might be one piece.
So it gets easier kind of when you
100%.
get bigger.
100%.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to get into our last and final segment before we get out of here, which
Done. We've taken up
is
way too much of his time.
No,
hair and skincare. You have the most gorgeous skin that I've ever seen.
Oh wow, thank you.
I'll tell you mine. I use Cetaphil and something called moringa butter. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so. No.
I think you should try it. I think you would
It
love
sounds
it.
heavy, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's buttery.
What do you do for your skin?
Keels. I'm
I
not the
know,
biggest
yeah.
Keels. I'm not the biggest like skin care person. Wash my face every once in a while and then do the. I do believe in the sunscreen every day and like a lotion or whatnot. So I'm Keels to the day I die. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I am not loyal to anyone. I'm loyal to water. Like
Yeah. Water.
gallon-
H2O.
gallon a day
Nice.
down the hatch.
Do
for
you
sure is like-
drink at all?
No. Oh, I'm 4 years sober. I was
we
a
go.
heavy drinker.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Almost
honestly.
3.5 technically.
That's great.
But so yeah, that certainly helps. But tons of water. Wash it in the morning. Wash it at night. Some lotion in the morning with SPF. And then
Basic.
serum and
Respect.
lotion at night.
That's awesome.
I mean, like I think a lot of it is genetic. I think a lot of it is just,
That's also really true.
yeah. I don't eat meat, so like I think a lot of hormones
That's
and
also
stuff doesn't,
really true.
it doesn't get tossed in the mix.
So like the late night Taco Bell, McDonald's runs, those aren't happening.
Well, I'm sober, so no.
It's like I'm fucking
I like,
sleeping.
yeah,
I like that
dog.
he didn't go to like the meat aspect. It was like the boozing. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna booze, you're gonna have those places. Yeah.
For sure. No, and I mean like I'm not like crazy about my diet. I try to do as well as I can, but I have a bad sweet tooth. I eat a lot of sugar, but like, no, I mean, it's just kind of like water. Truly, it's like I think people think they drink water, but drinking a gallon a day is like work. It's like a part-time job. You have to like constantly be drinking water all day long, and you pee a lot, but who cares? You look great. And you feel great.
Your hair is also perfect. Do you also use water on your hair?
I do.
Because
I do
water
shower.
used to fuck up my curly hair, and
Really?
thank God I'm
So
bald
good.
now.
There you go. Hair, I'm like, it's so I'm the most annoying person with this shit because I'm just like, I've dialed in my routine of after years and years of trial and error and stuff, and I truly just like get out of the shower. I wash it a couple times a week. I throw a little bit of like a styling cream in there when it's wet, and I just comb it straight back.
Nice.
And then as it's like probably 80% dry, I kind of like, 30 minutes later when it's 80% dry, I'll like kind of shape it a little bit and rake my fingers through it, and that it just kind of dries.
It's such an accomplishment in a young man's life when you find that like comfortable routine that you can stick with.
For sure.
I have never had that. I mean, I have it with my buzzed head, but the only like routine I have is, okay, once a week I just have to
just go
buzz
with
it.
Yeah.
Truly though. And I mean, whatever works. Cause like there's definitely, I love having longer hair. It's definitely more photogenic on video and photo. It doesn't always look as good in real life. So there's definitely days where I'm like, fuck, like I really want this gone, but I know that I'm glad that I have it when I need it for something.
Have you ever had a buzzed head?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was always I would like let it grow for a year and then just shave it off. And
Nice.
yeah.
Because looking back at the old videos, you had long hair too.
Yeah. In COVID, in quarantine, I couldn't get a haircut. So I had like shoulder length, and my sides just like stick straight out. So
great.
like after a while, it just got to be the point where I was just like, okay. And that was when I used to do it back in the day, but then I cut it. I did sort of like a little Caesar cut right after I had it really long, which was a choice.
Any talk about like the gray hair? I think is so great because when I watch the videos, I'm like, he's 45. No, he's like 34. Like, it kind of goes up and down.
Yeah.
Have you thought about coloring it ever?
No. I mean,
Great.
well, I shouldn't say I've thought about it. I wouldn't do it.
Great.
Just because I don't have the patience for the upkeep. And like, I also am kind of cheap, if I'm honest. So like, I'm not going to go pay the exorbitant price to get it done well.
Yeah.
Cause I also
You can't do it at home because then it'll turn orange.
Yeah. It's the guys, it's very obvious the people who should not be doing it on their own.
Well, you can't now. Yeah.
Right.
You can't have like one video like on a Monday and then Tuesday you're like black.
Oh yeah, no. I'll get hit up by Just for Men or these companies, and like we want to work with you,
way.
And I'm like, it's not gonna happen.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Especially because like you're not losing your hair, so like no
Right.
reason, like if
You're
it ain't
lucky.
broke,
You're one
don't
of the
fix
lucky
it.
ones.
Well, I mean, I do take Propecia. Or
Oh my God, I'm
yeah.
trying to get on that shit.
Oh, you should.
Okay, great.
It's
It
great.
works. Oh my
I
God.
love it. There's a lot of mixed opinions about it out there, but every morning. Boom.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
That being said, my balding head to yours. Thank you very much
Yeah,
My
thank
for
pleasure,
you.
coming
man.
on.
Of course.
Really
Yeah, it's
appreciate
been
it.
awesome.
You've been
Yeah.
such a lovely guest, so easy to talk to.
Love it.
Do you have any shout outs? Are
Yeah.
you working on anything?
Promote whatever you want. Yeah.
No,
all
I mean-
12 people that are listening and watching, whatever you want to say.
Totally. Yeah. I appreciate you guys listening and watching. I think if you are interested in learning more about style and not so much I'm slightly shifting away from hardcore educational content to trying to be a little bit just more entertaining while being
You're so
educational.
good at the
Yeah, that's
educational.
great.
It'll
Thanks,
bleed
man.
into that.
Yeah,
entertaining
for sure.
part.
So check me out, Parker York Smith, on all the things. If you ever have questions, I'm pretty available. I'm always wanting to try new things. If you're a brand watching, let's talk.
And it's a family business. If you're not
Yeah.
going to support small businesses,
Yeah,
like
true.
this is a small
Yeah,
business,
totally.
right? Like this is great.
I like that.
We're going to have you back for celebrity breaking down red carpets and things like that. I think you'd be
Please,
a great
yeah, I would
addition
love
to
that
this.
anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun to shoot the shit.
Hell yeah, man. man. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys.
Manly thanks.